guys, I've just come in from outside working in the garden. I got pretty heated, so I decided I would come in and make dinner. And I think tonight what we're going to have is chicken and dumplings. So what I have is my chicken in the pot. I'm going to put some rosemary and some garlic in there and just boil the chicken until it's done enough to where it falls off the bone. And then what I do is I pick the bone and all the pieces out that I don't want in there, and I'll save the broth. I'm planning on making some soups later on in the week. But chicken and dumplings, very frugal meal, probably not the healthiest meal because essentially it's flour and chicken. I'll probably add a couple of vegetables in to make myself feel a little bit better. But to make the dumplings, I actually go to my cookbook and I use a biscuit recipe. So I am going to find that in my cookbook. Rosemary, salt, let's see, pepper. I can get it open. There is our chicken covered in water, ready to boil and cook. So Juliette's getting the ingredients together for the biscuits. I guess I could make dumplings, I just haven't done it that way. I've just always done biscuits. So she's going to mix all the dry ingredients together. And then we'll actually set this to the side because you won't actually plop that into the water until the chicken is completely done and we've pulled it off the bone and everything. Was it 1 or 2 tablespoons of sugar?
Just 1.
Okay. You can just set it to the side. I'll fix it in a minute. I usually just use coconut oil instead of shortening. I don't know. I guess in my mind it makes it seem healthier. The Luana brand is kind of the lesser expensive brand, and because it's refined, it doesn't have the coconut taste, so you don't have to worry about your biscuits tasting like coconuts. My children do not like that. But I don't know, I guess it makes me feel a little bit better. I don't know, I don't really buy Crisco or anything like that, so.
And that's it for the dry ingredients.
Okay, you already put the baking powder in it?
Yeah.
Okay, so you can mix those up. And then you can, let's see, what does it say next on the list? It says,
Mix.
okay, so you're going to put the oil in next. You say 3/4 of a cup?
A half cup.
Or half a cup. Go ahead and you're going to mix the oil in and then mix the milk in.
Okay.
Yep, keep doing it. Because you want the oil mixed all the way in to all of the flour. You would actually use a pastry tool to crisscross if you were making biscuits, but honestly, I've never done that. I've always done it this way, and okay, it's always worked out for me. Okay, go ahead. Seems very soupy. Did you put in 3/4 of a cup?
Yeah, I put in 3/4.
We're going to add a little bit more flour. That is really soupy.
And I'm going to put in 3/4. Maybe not so much flour.
That's getting better.
Are you going to make biscuits with it?
I don't know if I'm going to make biscuits. I don't know if we have enough milk for that.
Right.
I think this is the problem. So I just did an experiment. I think their dad's been teaching them to put the flour to this line for 1 cup, but 1 cup is actually to the very top. So I think we probably didn't have enough flour in the first time.
But that would only be this much flour twice. So
Yeah. So that looks pretty good. That might still be a little sticky consistency, but we're just going to set that to the side, and that's what we'll be using as our dumplings. It looks like my chicken is falling off the bone, so I will let this stop boiling, cool down a little bit. I'll pull the chicken out, and we'll start pulling the chicken off the bone. This is what I'm going to be making the chicken and dumplings in. I'm going to take a little bit of the chicken broth and make like a gravy out of it. Actually, I shouldn't have done that yet. I'm going to put a little bit of flour in first so it's easier. And then I'm going to add the chicken broth to it. Try to do this to where it's not that lumpy, but I'm just not that great at it, so it's probably going to be lumpy, and then I end up spending all this time trying to get the lumps out, and probably a cup of flour was way too much, so you're just going to see me make all of my mistakes. So this part for me is definitely not science. I just keep adding until I get the consistency that I want. I actually make it a little thinner because as the biscuits go in there, they're going to soak up some of the extra. I've used a whisk to do this, but I feel like these pieces just get stuck in the whisk, and I like to use a fork. So I've got this on medium heat, although this burner for some reason seems to heat a little hotter than the rest of them. And I'm just using my chicken broth. It's a little lumpy. It's not too bad. So Juliette, why don't you grab some carrots? Why don't we put a couple of carrots in this? That way I will feel like it's not as unhealthy. And I'm going to turn the temperature down too, because I need to pick the chicken. Gonna add some more broth. It's getting kind of thick again. And I'm gonna start adding chicken. Juliette's cutting up some carrots. I didn't make the pieces too small. I like it kind of chunky.
Carrots are done.
Okay. Do you want to do some broccoli?
Broccoli?
Mm-hmm. Add in the carrots.
Okay. Is that enough? Do you want more?
Let's do more. The rest of the chicken. And it's pretty thick, so I'm going to add a little bit more broth again. I think it'll thicken up with the biscuits.
They're colorful. Yeah, you ready for the dumplings?
Yep, I'm going to add a little bit more broth so that the dumplings will
Absorb.
Yeah, have something to actually boil in, because we usually bring this back to a boil for the dumplings to cook. Do you remember how to do it?
You just take some and then
So I just make little balls out of the biscuit mix, and then you just basically plop them in.
Is that too big?
That's okay. And I'm going to add a little bit more broth. I don't think we're going to have anything left over for soup, so I'm just going to do this whole thing.
Okay.
Oh, I see a bone.
It's not good.
Must have been in that pot.
That's good. I made them a little smaller.
Okay. Because they'll get bigger.
This looks good.
Juliette's just going to keep adding it until the biscuits are all gone. Juliette has put the last of the biscuits in, so I am going to stir this a little bit. Make sure it's not sticking. I'm going to cover it and let it boil a little bit, or maybe simmer should be the better word. Oh, can't cover it with that. I thought I could. We're going to cover it with the real lid. Okay, and we'll check back in a few minutes. Looks like it's all done. I cut one of the dumplings in half and it looks kind of breadish, so it looks done. So we are going to go eat dinner and enjoy these chicken and dumplings that Juliette has helped me with. I hope that you learned something, and I hope you'll join us again. Thank you so much.